you're a prune. What are you?
I'm a prune.
With a capital what?
With capital P.
And what have I never heard before?
The like. You never heard the like.
I've never heard the like. What happens, you see, Steve, when women are expecting babies is they stick out a bit at the front. Convexly protrude, to give it the terminology. Like this.
Oh, you don't say. Dr. Brian now, is it? The celebrated midwife and gynaecologist. Confinements expedited, twins a speciality.
And they walk about like this, you see, Steve, for about 9 months. Sort of human life support systems, like incubators with legs on. And they have these cravings for strange, exotic and Ethiopian foods like cardboard and coal and stewed gabardine raincoats, beetroot and custard, that sort of thing.
Look, Brian, I only thought Christine was having a baby on account of what she told me. So I was wrong. So you've had your chortle, you titter up your trouser leg and you laugh up your sleeve. So just shut your face.
Oh, Brian, me girlfriend's having a baby, Brian. Oh, I'm in a little bit of trouble, Brian. I don't know what to do. Oh, dearie, dearie me.
Oh, go on, sneer away.
Mind you, seriously though, Steve, I've read about the sort of baby Christine was having. There's a particular name for that sort of baby. Medical word. Oh, what is it they call that sort of baby? I remember. They call it an appendix.
Shut up, Brian.
Why, here's the very article here. Bringing up your appendix, the parental dilemma. When should I tell my appendix about the facts of life? The shoes I bought my appendix are too big. Will he grow into them?
Look, don't try and annoy me, Brian, because it won't work, see? You can rattle your brain in your head all night. I'm not bothered, so just shut your face.
All right, if you can't take a little joke.
Hey, that's it, I got it. A minor. That's 3 chords I know now. That's a C, and A minor, and D.
You'll be standing in for Julian Bream up the Queen Elizabeth Hall next.
It's not the chord shapes that are so bad, you see. What's difficult is the change.
Oh, well, if you're having difficulty with the change, Steve, go and see the doctor. He'll give you some tablets.
You're so funny, you'll make me laugh one day. Oh, I wish I was in a band, though. If I could just get me fingers supple, get proficient on the frets. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you like to be in a band?
Not especially. I've not really thought about it.
Oh, but you must have done. Everyone does. Up on stage, denim waistcoat, leather strides, thrashing your guitar, half a dozen handkerchiefs stuffed down your pants.
What the hell do you want to stuff hankies down your pants for?
Well, showmanship. You've got to have a bulging crutch.
What connection has musical ability got with a bulging crutch? I thought that when you played the guitar, you strummed it with a plectrum.
Oh, come on, Bri, don't be such an old woman. I mean, to be up there, swinging your microphone about, everyone grabbing for you, your LP in all the shops. To be the schoolgirl's sexual fantasy, the poster on the bedroom wall.
Shall I come round in a minute with a bucket of cold water?
Hey, though, Brian, eh? I mean, groupies, front page of Melody Maker, breaking guitars, busting up amps, rupturing eardrums, smashing up hotel rooms. Oh, I wish I was musical.
That's not music, that's demolition. I bet you don't find the Amadeus String Quartet smashing up hotel rooms and keeping their hankies down their Y-fronts.
I do wish I was in a band, though. It eats me heart out sometimes. It's like a peanut you can't dislodge from the back of your throat.
Oh, but how many people will make a success of it, though, eh, Steve? You'll see all those 40-year-old punks with rusty safety pins and septic noses. And no trade, no career, nothing to fall back on. It's far too precarious. You're much better off with a regular occupation.
If no one took the gamble, there'd be no bands. There'd be no music. Never have been a Beatles, nor a Stones, nor nothing. Where's your working class hero then, eh? Still in the factory, stuck there like me, strumming another dead-end chord. Great advice, Brian. Great advice.
Oh, well, if Wishes made headlines, we'd all be famous, Steve, but we can't be.
But I just feel I got it inside me. I could get to be a real hot property, you know. I could be a rave from the grave.
Oh, well, you're that already, don't worry. Well, just prepare yourself to be disappointed, Steve, that's all, because you're going to be.
Well, thank you for your scepticism, Brian. But we'll see, you know. We'll see.
Oh, yes, we'll see, all right, no doubt.
Because some of us were born to top the bill, and some of us were born to sell the hot dogs. So mind you don't get too much mustard on your shirt, eh?
Oh, well, I'll keep an eye out for your name and lights in, eh, Steve? Must take quite a lot of neon tubing to spell 3-chord wonder.
Pratt, Pillock, Talking Head. Where you going?
I'm taking Sonia to the folk club. And no, you cannot come with us.
I don't need to come with you. I can come with you on my own.
Oh, Peggy Gordon, you are my darling. Come sit do.
You call this music, do you?
No, Steve, I call it sonic vibrations of a multicellular organism. What would you call it?
Well, I wouldn't call it the food of love. If that's the food of love, there must be a lot of people suffering with bad guts.
Steve, there are people here trying to listen, you know?
Hey, some fair crumpet here, though, Brian. Hey, why are all the blokes wearing woolly pullovers? Is it some sort of religious cult?
What should they be wearing then, Steve? Top hats and diving suits?
They've all got them baggy corduroy trousers on and all.
You found another minority to discriminate against, have you, Steve?
Let the world know.
He's put his finger in his ear. Why's he put his finger in his ear?
It's to get the right pitch.
It sort of sounds better with his finger in his ear.
Sounds better if he had a pan over his head.
Well done!
Yeah,
Excellent!
really nice. Yeah.
I have not finished yet. I put my head to your casco bra.
Morning, Mike. How are you getting on? How's the painting going, then?
Some concern of yours, is it?
No, sorry, no. Oh, come on, we got to work in the same place. We may as well talk to each other.
Talk to you. I ought to try my boots out in the back of your head, carrying on with my daughter like that.
Oh, be fair, Mike. How was I to know Christine was your daughter?
Yeah, but you knew she was someone's daughter, though, didn't you? Some parental worry and concern.
Yeah, well, everyone's got parents, haven't they?
I'm warning you, Stevie, don't get funny with me.
Oh, no, I'm not getting funny, no. No, I mean, it was like I said to me brother, Brian. I said, if I'd known Christine was Mike's daughter, I wouldn't have touched her with a broom handle.
You what?
Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that.
No, listen, son. My Christine wouldn't have anything to do with BED. She's been brought up to be like her mother.
Look, it was half and half, Mike. I'm not all to blame. In any way, women have got minds of their own these days, haven't they? They're aware of their own sexuality. It's in all the magazines.
Not in the Building Trades Journal, it isn't. So the next time you want to casually gratify your carnals, you want to ask yourself this. You say, would I still be doing this if her parents was here?
Well, not if we're in the same room, no. Did you never have any carnals then, eh?
No, I don't want to argue
Did your
about
girlfriends
it.
never
No,
have
sorry,
parents?
let's just
eh?
drop the
Yeah?
subject, shall we, son? Hey?
Here, there's a bit of knot in there. It's all right, I'll do it. Oh, sorry. Would you like a cigarette? I've got the ones you usually have.
No, thanks.
But it turned out all right, though, didn't it? I mean, she didn't have a bun in it. It's only appendicitis, after all.
Oh, yeah. Only an appendicitis, just a little twinge, isn't it?
Can I go and see her at the hospital?
No, she don't want to see you.
Love thwarted is a dangerous thing.
Not when I'm thwarting it, it ain't. No, she don't want to see you. You can go round the hospital and ask her.
All right, sorry it all happened, Mike. I'll leave them there, in case you fancy one.
No, don't trouble yourself.
How about a drink at lunchtime then, eh?
No, not today.
All right. Well, I left them there, in case you change your mind.
That's all. There's no need for any of that.
No. Well, I'll get back to the bathroom then, eh? Sorry it all happened, Mike. See you. Cheers.
So you see, Brian, they're staying over Friday night, and I thought we could go for a meal on Saturday. You don't mind meeting my parents, do you, Brian?
No, not at all, no. I'd be very interested to see them.
Because they're very sort of avid to meet you. Like, whenever I go home, you're always the main topic. I mean, they're always asking questions like, does he drink or smoke? Has he got a lot of hire purchase, you know? And, is he capable of supporting a wife and, children?
That's a bit intrusive, isn't it? They've got no right asking you questions like that.
Yeah, I know, but for the over 50s, these are their terms of reference, you know? I mean, they've got middle age spread between the ears. I mean, they only think along the lines of private medical insurance and bringing back hanging. So, please try, Brian, you know, like, let my dad choose the wine, because he sort of likes to sniff it a bit and send it back a couple of times.
What about your mum? Will I like her? Or does she send the food back?
Oh, she's sort of really sweet. But she does do these funny things. Like she sends the Queen presents on her birthday.
Never.
Yeah, when Princess Anne had that first baby, my mum sent off a jodhpur suit and then spent the next 3 months glued to the television to see if he was wearing it.
She sounds like a bit of a case.
Oh, she's all right, really. She does smell of dogs a bit. Still, no one's perfect.
No. Well, come Saturday night, Sonia, I promise I'll polish me spats and wrap myself up in my best behaviour, OK?
Thanks, Brian. Oh, you won't forget to use a napkin, will you?
Hospitals, eh? This is a place we all end up sooner or later.
Not in women's surgical, we don't.
You'd think they run a motorised trolley service for relatives and friends of the ill.
Hey, he looked like a surgeon, him.
Why, he had blood in his white coat.
No, Stephen, he had a leg in his pocket. Hey, I bet those nurses work long hours, though, eh?
Well, this is the caring profession, isn't it, Bri?
You're a sarcastic little so-and-so, aren't you?
No, I mean it. I mean, it must be quite exhausting wearing them crisp black stockings all day long. Bet the doctors go home absolutely knackered.
Here we are, then. Might it not be better, Stephen, if I waited here? You might have things to discuss in private. I don't want to get in the way.
Oh, no, Bri. Come in with us, go on.
All right, lead on.
Hello, Christine. How are you? Come to see you. I, brought Brian with me and all.
Hello, Christine. On the mend, I hope.
Hey, there's a few in here won't need breakfast in the morning, eh?
Steve. Well, I dare say you'll be glad to be done with the operation, then.
Oh, yes. Yes, I dare say you'll be glad to be done with the operation, then. Oh, we bought you the statutory goodies. There's the bag of grapes and some chocolates. Oh, and I got you something crunchy. Sort of freshen your mouth up a bit, you know. It's half a cucumber. Would you like a bit now?
How are you feeling in yourself, then, Christine? Takes a bit of time, doesn't it? I had appendicitis myself when I was at school. It's murder when it starts to rumble, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. They shaved all your bits, didn't they? Did they shave all your bits? Shaved all Brian's bits.
Christine doesn't want to hear about that, Steve.
Yeah, old Baldy Brian, we used to call him when he changed his name. Still, it all grew back, though, didn't it?
Nice ward here, Christine. The nurses seem very pleasant.
Yeah, we're funny, though. You look like a scrubbing brush. All sort of bristly, you know, like someone had been over him with a lawnmower.
Now, look here, Steve. Christine is feeling very poorly and recovering from a serious operation and does not want to hear about my private parts.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you, nurse. My brother just thought he had something in his eye, but he hasn't yet.
The bell will be going in a few minutes.
What's the matter with you?
Just watch what you say, that's all, Steve.
Could I have a drink of orange, please?
Yes, of course, I'll get it.
You're right then, eh? Did I let you keep it, your appendix? If you ask them, they put it in a little bottle of alcohol for you. Give it you. Sort of souvenir.
I never asked.
Because our dad kept his when he had his gallstones taken out, didn't he? Yeah, he's got them on his key ring.
Steve, I don't think Christine wants to hear about our dad's old gallstones. Sorry, Christine.
Look, I know you're not feeling so good, but I had to come because... Well, because your dad says you want to pack us in.
I think it might be the best thing, really. I've been seeing this other bloke, Martin, you see.
Oh. Oh, well, you can't help these things.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should be going, eh, Steve? Here, they've rung the bell.
Yeah, well, get better then, eh? Bye.
Cheerio. Hey, come on now, Steve. We all get packed in at least once in our careers. We're all left waiting outside the cinema sometime or other.
Oh, we had some times, though, Brian. Me and her. Vintage days. Sang in the sunshine. Laughed in the rain.
Oh, yes, there is that, Steve. I mean, you experienced life. You didn't flinch. You drank it to the dregs. You took it at your own pace. You did it your way.
Oh, no. I'm just an ordinary guy, Bri. But we had some times, me and Christine. Good times. Real good times, you know.
Oh, I know, Steve. It was my money you had them on.
Yeah, that's 4 chords I know now.
4? My, oh, my. Is there any limit to the human brain's capacity for absorbing knowledge? What frontiers are there to cross now? Life hereafter will be one big anticlimax.
It's not bad 4 chords. It's pretty good, these 4 chords. You can play Beethoven on 4 chords, so don't show your ignorance. Hey, Brian.
Oh, what is it now?
Well, I've been thinking, you know, about me and Christine and that.
Oh, what about her?
Well, life's too short, isn't it?
Too short for what?
Well, I mean, in these novels, people who get jilted, they sort of lock themselves away in darkened rooms, don't they? Or blokes would join the Foreign Legion and spend 10 years trying to forget about sex on the back of a camel.
I reckon you'd be incapable of sex if you spent 10 years on the back of a camel.
Don't be so crude, Brian.
Crude? Hark at you. Since when have you been gargling with a puritanical mouthwash?
Well, but what I mean to say is that life isn't like that, is it? Not real life. I mean, in real life, when people leave their husbands and wives, they don't dissolve like sherbet into nothing, do they?
Well, maybe not. Maybe not most people.
I mean, if Sonia left you tomorrow, just say, you wouldn't regret it with sort of endless rue, would you? You'd just say, good bloody riddance, and go out and find someone else.
I would not.
I would.
What are you trying to say, Steve? Or do you just want an argument?
Well, no, it's regarding Christine, you see. I mean, I've got 3 choices, haven't I? I can try and get back with her, or I can take it badly and be all upset. Or I can say, to hell with her. She's not the only mammary gland in the world, and I can try and have a dive down someone else's knickers.
You really are cut up about this, aren't you? You really are deeply touched.
Yeah, right. But I need a sort of psychological physiotherapy to get me wheels back on the tracks. I shouldn't let it get me down, should I? I should sort of go out and plunge myself into something.
Oh, you mean like a fast-flowing river? Good idea.
Oh, I should have known better than to confide in you, Brian. Of course, no one's hit the heights or plumbed the depths like you, have they? You know it all. The rest of us are just bloody monkeys.
Well, you're making a real meal of it, though, aren't you, Steve? I mean, quite honestly, I don't think you give a sod about Christine. I don't think you ever did. I don't think you know the difference between a mature adult relationship and adolescent infatuation and lust.
Oh, of course, you're one half of the perfect twosome, though, aren't you? Brian and Sonia, Britain's youngest elderly couple. She rings the bell and he comes dribbling. You're nothing but a salivating dog.
Look, Steve, I am my own man.
You reckon? You wait, you'll see. She'll have you meeting her parents next.
That's... Well, so what if I do meet her parents? No, I don't have to justify myself to you.
Well, what I was going to suggest was, though I don't suppose you'd be interested, well, I've been thinking about that folk club, and I thought, well, music, that might take me mind off Christine. So I thought I might go down and do a couple of numbers.
Do what you like, Steve. Just do what you like.
Of course, it's better if you got a mate, so there's sort of 2 of you playing. But I don't suppose Sonia would approve.
It's not a matter of whether or not Sonia approves. It's a matter of whether or not I want to do it.
Yeah, I do realise that. And you used to be pretty good on them spoons, do you remember?
Oh, yes. I used to play the spoons. I wasn't bad on the spoons.
You were red hot on them spoons, you were. Dad used to say you were really good on them spoons. We all reckoned you on the spoons, Bray. Everyone reckoned you on the spoons.
Yeah, I was all right on the spoons.
So we could go down there, do a couple of numbers on a Friday night. Me on the guitar and you on the spoons.
Well, I don't see it would do any harm.
I'll learn a new chord then.
Right. I'll get in a bit of practice on the spoons.
Right.
Go and do what, Brian?
Well, it's Steve and me, you see. We've sort of started up this folk group.
Folk group?
Yeah. Well, it's for Steve, really. After this unfortunate business with Christine, he wants to immerse himself in his music. So we've written a couple of numbers
You
together.
don't even play an instrument, though, do you?
Well, I used to be quite good on the spoons.
Spoons?
Yeah. You hit the backs of them together. It's percussion. And I've been practicing on the mouth organ.
Well, that's really out of sight, Brian. I mean, trapping spittle and clacking spoons together sounds tremendously harmonious, you know?
Well, I don't see what's so wrong in making a bit of music.
Oh, come off it, Brian. Steve can't even play the guitar and he can't sing. He just sort of warbles like a corncrake that's flown into a telegraph pole.
Now, hang on a minute, Sonia. I don't sneer at the things you do. Is making sandals all right and making music all wrong? Does one act of creation lack integrity because it's Steve who happens to be involved?
I just don't know how you can be so gullible, Brian, that's all.
What do you mean, gullible? Gullibility's got nothing to do with it.
No, and musical ability hasn't got much to do with it either. Because Steve isn't interested in making music. No, he's just hoping that hanging a guitar round his neck can make it a bit easier for him to pick up girls. Thought you'd know better than to be a part of that, Brian.
Well, obviously I don't, Sonia, but you certainly seem to. Could be said that you were just, you know, jealous at not being consulted.
On the contrary, it was just that I was expecting you to come with me to the station tonight to meet my parents.
Well, maybe you should ask and not expect. It's no use just ringing a bell and expecting me to dribble. I'm not some sort of salivating dog, you know.
Oh, I see. We're discussing salivating dogs now, are we? You're really Pavlovian, Brian. Sort of totally behaviourist, you know. I mean, the whole thing just freaks me out.
Oh, let's not argue about this, Sonia.
Didn't mean anything by it, Brian. I just don't like to see you being made use of, that's all.
I'm not.
That's all Steve does. He makes use of people. He just turns on the taps, uses everyone's hot water, then when you want to get in the bath, you find he hasn't even bothered to clean it out.
Why don't you come to the folk club with us?
Can't. Got to meet my parents tonight at 10. We're still having dinner tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah, all right. See you tomorrow then, Sonia.
Brian.
Bye.
See you then. Cheerio.
Another half, please, Denise, and better have a pint for Steve.
Hi, Sonia.
Oh, Steve.
Hey, what's all this then?
Hi, Bray. Hi, Denise. You're ready for the big night then, eh?
What's up with you, old buddy, old snake hips?
What do you mean?
You're walking a bit macho there, aren't you? What did you do? Jump over one bollard too many?
I just bought a new pair of cowboy boots, that were all.
Anything else? Packet of pork scratchings for your horse?
Thank you, Denise. I'll remember you on your birthday.
Hey, what are you going to all this expense for anyway?
Well, we can't go up this folk club looking like a couple of prats, can we? I mean, you've got to look a bit hard travelling a long and lonesome road, haven't you? It's the image, isn't it?
Oh, it's that all right. All you need is a buckskin jacket and a dead raccoon for your head, and you'd pass for Calamity Crockett, the twerp of the wild frontier.
Hillock. Hey, you nervous?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, me and all. Oh, there you go. I was getting some for myself, so thought I'd get you some and all. Think I'll just nip into the gents, stuff mine down my trousers.
Steve! What's in this bag?
Well, what do you think? It's your handkerchiefs, of course.
Now, 2 lines of micro material. You'll give us a couple of songs. A big hand, please, for Brian and Steve. Oh, sorry. Steve and Brian.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good night. Weren't very good, were we?
You're a master of understatement sometimes, Steve. You know that?
Never be famous, will we?
We might achieve a certain notoriety. That's about it.
Go on, fag, Bri.
Stephen, you know I don't smoke. I've never smoked. Why do you keep offering me cigarettes?
I'm sorry, I just thought you might fancy one, that was all.
Well, I don't.
Oh, sorry. You haven't got a light on you. Sorry. Sorry.
Hey, I tell you, I must be mad. I was quite carried away there, you know. You even had me believing it for a while, stupid sod that I am. I even thought you were right. God help me.
Well, even I can be right by accident sometimes, you know. We hadn't had enough practice. That was at the root of it.
I must admit, if we'd had a bit more rehearsal, we wouldn't have been quite so bad.
I mean, experience of playing in public is all we really need.
Trouble is, after tonight's fiasco, the next time you or I walk into a folk club, even the tables will get up and walk out.
Could be a tight little combo. We should try playing in coffee bars or somewhere like that. Yeah, that'd be an idea. Late-night coffee bars. Well, that's where your appreciative audiences would be. Coffee bars. You know, intellectuals, beatniks and that.
Beatniks?
No, a lot of big names paid their dues in coffee bars.
Oh, yes, just look at Mozart. It was one cappuccino after another with him, wasn't it? He spent half his life snorting froth out of his nostrils.
Come on, Bray. I got an idea. Grab your spoons.
It was absolutely packed, Sonia. Absolutely packed. And the standard of the buffet was deplorable.
Yes, Daddy. Is it far to your flat, dear?
Oh, Mummy, we'll take the tube.
He's a nice boy, this Brian, is he, Sonia? Comes from a good home.
Mummy, he's not a sample of pedigree breeding stock.
Still works for the stock exchange, does he, dear?
Sort of, Mum, yes.
I thought this fellow was going to meet us at the station.
We'll be seeing him tomorrow. We'd like to go on a seminar.
He's respectable, though, is he, Sonia?
He's very respectable, Mother. Eminently respectable.
Brian!
Sonia. Oh, these must be your parents.
This is Brian?
Hello. I'm his brother, Steve.